Hello, YouTube. We are back for another edition in relation to the Flash Comics number 23. I'm going to do something a little different, and I'm going to have a little discussion if everyone would not mind. So this is the back cover, and I did bleach it out with chloramine T. We washed it with soap. And the difference between what it started with and what it looks like now, in my opinion, is night and day. But there is still a little more staining that is present. And if you can see right here, this is the area where the tape was. So look at how white it is compared to the other areas of the back cover that were subjected to the elements for all those years since the 40s. So I'm going to do something, and I know there is a big trend, and a lot of people on Instagram and on YouTube like to do photo bleaching or UV light bleaching with tanks that are constructed. And who am I to talk about tanks and things like that? I have so many tanks that I have made in my short career. But they essentially spray hydrogen peroxide and use a UV light to lighten up whites. I think it's fine, but I have one major problem with it. When you do something like that, and a lot of people I see are doing it, they photo bleach the cover or pages, and then I don't think they rinse it out. And I'm a big advocate of basically putting chemicals into books if it's done correctly, and you have to rinse it out. You have to flush out the fibers of the paper to remove what you put in. Now, I'm not a paper expert. I think it's just common sense. If you're going to be spraying hydrogen peroxide on the book and it's going to stay in the fibers of the book for the remainder of its life, especially if it's encased, it just doesn't gel right with me. So that's why anything I put in, unless I am deacidifying it with calcium hydroxide and strengthening the paper with methyl cellulose, I leave it in there. But if I'm using a bleaching agent or a chemical, I flush. I can't even tell you how many gallons of water I put through the book or the cover or the pages or whatever I use to get it out after it accomplished its goal. So with that stated, I'm going to do a photo bleaching. I'm going to actually use a UV light. I'm going to use the principle, but then after it, we're going to flush it out and remove the chemical. And I'm also going to show you a way that I developed to do it in a way that you don't need tubs, you don't need anything like that. Simply what you need are 2 pieces of glass, hydrogen peroxide, and the UV light, and I'll show you how it's done. So let's put this to the side. Let's put a wee pad down. I'm sure if Mike Night Tiger's watching this, he's laughing when I say wee pad. Then what I want to do is I want to put my big piece of glass down, just like this. Okay? Then what I'm going to do is check the camera, because I don't want a lot of light to be put on the production of this. So let's get rid of some lights so we don't have a lot of reflection. Okay, that's sort of better. The next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to put the cover down, the back cover, just like this. And the reason why I like to do it this way is because we're going to flatten out the back page, or if you use a front page, it doesn't matter. We're going to do this without having the book wet and it wrinkling all up. This is the UV light bulb. It's one light bulb. I see people use two. I got this off of Amazon. I don't have any numbers or anything like that, but it's a standard powerful UV light bulb, one. Then what I have here in my spray bottle is a mixture of hydrogen peroxide, standard hydrogen peroxide. Let's look. What is it? Here we go. Standard, okay. Not a strong dose of it. And let me take a look. I don't even know what percent this is, but this is a low percent of hydrogen peroxide that you buy from your drugstore, and nothing very powerful. I dilute it with water, 50% water, 50% hydrogen peroxide. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put, I just wet it. I wanna put another piece of Rimmel on top of it, okay? Then I'm gonna rinse or spray down the back cover with my hydrogen peroxide and water mixture. Very simple, just like that. Then what I want to do is I am going to put a second piece of glass. And I think this is very important doing this, because the second piece of glass, in effect, keeps it flat and keeps the paper pressurized so it will not manipulate. Then we're going to hit it with the UV light. So what I have here, matter of fact, we're going to do something different. I'm going to take the camera off, and then this is a light that I have, just a standard extension light. And this light is from actually IKEA. It was an inexpensive light, but right now it does not have a light bulb in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the UV light bulb in, just like this. Actually, I'm going to pause it, guys. Okay, guys, I have the UV light bulb in the lamp. Then I'm just going to lower it. I'm going to keep it probably about, that looks about 18 inches from the glass. We can actually put it a little lower. If we want to make a compartment for it, we can. And let me see, I do have something. You can use basically anything. So what do we got here? I got a box, because I like boxes. I like to use boxes. This is very good beer, Paulaner Hefeweizen from Germany. We buy this as a Christmas pack from Costco, and it has 4 varieties of beer. I like the Hefeweizen. I also like the Paulaner Salvatore. I like them all, but the Hefeweizen in German means unfiltered wheat, and it has a cloudy texture to it. I'm sure Gray Man from England, he knows all these beers. So I have a box that I cut the bottom off. I am going to set it up. I need both of my hands, so I'm going to pause it. Okay, guys, here is my high-tech UV light. And it is encapsulated with a Paulaner Hefeweizen cardboard box. It's between 2 pieces of Rimmel paper soaking in 50-50 hydrogen peroxide and water. And we're going to put the UV light on. And then when I put the UV light on, I'm going to basically keep it under the light for about 3 hours. And every hour I'm going to give it a spraying, and we'll keep the light on. Then, which is the most important step in my opinion that I don't think a lot of guys out there do, is we're going to take the back cover, I'm going to put it on my grate, and we are going to rinse the hell out of the cover. I am going to run gallons and gallons of water through it to remove, hopefully, the hydrogen peroxide 50-50 mixture, and then we will do a deacidification of the whole cover. So next time I am filming, what I'll do most likely is it will be dry and I will show you the results, and then we'll do a comparison before and after the treatment. So I'm going to put the light on and I'll see you soon. Okay guys, I'm just recording after I put the light on. I don't know if the UV light damages the eyes if you're watching it on film. I don't think so. But here is the rigged system. Very simple. I like the glass, like I said, because it keeps it firm between two pieces flat, and it's very easy to do. So stay tuned.